Hello, and I'd like to welcome you all once again to the old schoolhouse here in the hamlet of Butterstone in Perthshire in Scotland for another one of our wee Saturday night wee concerts. Thanks for joining us. This is actually live. This has not been recorded, so if things go wrong, they'll go wrong. But it's brilliant because it kind of gives this wonderful kind of global community, this live global community thing going on. And so it's been very calm here in Butterstone this week. Actually, you know the hens are laying eggs and the bees are bringing in honey, and only a couple of problems. There was one is the aubergine war I'm having with my 86-year-old mother down in Dunkeld. She's probably watching. She'll be laughing. I gave her an aubergine plant. None of us have ever grown them before. I gave her a little. It's an eggplant I think in Australia. And I gave her an aubergine plant, and we've been kind of seeing how who's going to get an aubergine first. And I have this tiniest little aubergine has appeared in the last couple of days, and she's not happy at all. And I think she's been pouring all kinds of feed on her aubergine to try and get it to kind of anyway. And we've started. Jamie and I started a new record this week, and having a wee bit of a problem with the tatty faces here because I can't keep them away from the studio. They're trying to get to play on everything, And in fact, Mr. Tatty Face announced today that he was a fantastic crumhorn player. I think that was just a desperate attempt to try and get one of the tracks. Anyway, could you please welcome to the stage the Tatty Faces. Anyway, we're going to do this wee song to start off with. It's been one that's been requested quite a lot, so I'll go it and see how we get on. The vocal chords. All eyes are empty behind the heavy heart. Who'll fix the broken dream before it falls apart? And all things equal to whom it may concern, the child will lose the place time will never learn. Hide away, don't hide away. It's just a price we have to pay when nothing seems too clear. It's so close but never near. Hide away, don't hide away. So many foolish things they say from the place we started from to resolution. And all things equal, useless to ignore the well-known stranger who is waiting at your door. We stand in silence. Oh, how could we be here, waiting in the shadow light for nothing to appear? Hide away, don't hide away. It's just a price we have to pay when nothing seems too clear. It's so close but never near. Hide away, don't hide away. So many foolish things they say from the place we started from to resolution. and all things equal to whom it may concern. The soldier leaves his post, the jury will adjourn, and all faults forgotten, and old fools won't repent, as around their jaded words they loiter with intent. Hide away, don't hide away, it's just the price we have to pay. Oh, when nothing seems too clear, it's so close but never near. Hide away, don't hide away, so many foolish things they say, from the place we started from to resolution. You could sing that with me if you want, try it. Hide away, don't hide away, it's just the price we have to pay. When nothing seems too clear, it's so close but never near. Hide away, don't hide away, so many foolish things they say, from the place we started from to resolution. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song, Resolution. I'm assuming that you'll be clapping in front of your iPads or your laptops, and somebody left a wee message to us telling us that we're watching the show down on the beach somewhere in the west coast of America, and I think that's great. You get your iPhone out in the bar, and I'm going to continue with this wee song, and I've just got to change guitars here, different tuning, and this wee song, this is a really, really old song of mine, and I wrote this song in Norwich, actually, in Norwich in East Anglia. Well, not Norwich, actually, a wee place called Aslacton. It's about a few miles outside Norwich, where Jen and I used to live, and it's a great wee village, and but didn't stay there very long. It's a bit flat for me, actually. You know, it was a bit tricky to kind of. It was a bit tricky to find a decent place to go for a walk. You know what I mean? Because it's so flat, East Anglia. You know, you walk around this field, and then you walk around that field, and you walk around that wood, or through that wood, and around that field again. I like a wee bit of. I like a bit of height. You know, a wee bit of a mountain here or there, and a wee bit of a valley. Anyway, we'll try this wee song, and it's vaguely a love song. Got to tell you, and this seems the easy way to say the things I'll find so hard to say when I've got to go away. And I've got this feeling something real Lover, you don't have to cry. And time is just a passing cloud, and it moves across the sky. And when I want to think on you, I don't need no reasons why. Lover, you don't have to cry. And I was so tired that I thought that I might fall, and I just can't see how I came to be that way. How I came to be that way. And you give me something that I did not know was there. You made me smile when I was edging on despair, and I could not even care. Lover, you don't have to cry. Time is just a passing cloud, and it moves across the sky. And when I want to think on you, I don't need no reasons why. Lover, you don't have to cry. And in this moment, when I'm so far away, it's another show I'd like to turn around and go. Oh, but I just can't say no. And I've got to tell you, and this seems the easy way to say the things, oh, I'll find so hard to say when I've got to go away. Lover, you don't have to cry. Time is just a passing cloud, and it moves across the sky. And when I want to think on you, I don't need no reasons why. Lover, you don't have to cry. Lover, you don't have to cry. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song, Lover You Don't Have to Cry, my wee song written in Norwich, well, in Aslacton. If anybody's around Aslacton, leave us a wee message on the Facebook, because it's an amazing part of the country down there. What I loved down there was the beer. The best beer in the whole world, and I used to go cycling around the little pubs, and there was one pub where they actually they took the beer out of a... It was an old bath, I think. It was an old bath they had in the... It wasn't even a barrel. It was an old bath, and they just dipped the mug in and give you the beer. And fantastic stuff. Anyway, maybe I'll get back down there now that things are starting to ease off a wee bit, get for a wee visit. This is where I usually do a wee song for everybody to join in, and I've done this song a lot, but I just thought it was an easy one for us to do. And have a wee bit of fun with. So I have this other guitar over here, and I'm heading up to... I have a wee house up on the west coast of Lewis where I wrote this song, and I'm heading up there soon, and it's an amazing part of the world up there, Lewis, on the west coast of the island of Lewis, and I wrote this song after watching a caravan tumbling past my window, front room window, in a storm. Because when you get storms up on Lewis, they're quite incredible. They're just you've never seen anything like it, you know. Because there's nothing between the west coast of the island of Lewis and America, and that's probably where the caravan ended up, I think. Anyway, I wrote this song for the folk and the locals in the wee village of Reef. And actually, there's a wee line in it. There was a talk to this old man, and he was saying, "Oh yes," he says. You see, because Lewis is right out on the west coast of Lewis is right out on the edge of the European continent, and he's going, "Oh," he says, "it's a very, very thin place up here, very, very, very thin place," you know. And I said to him, I says, "What do you mean by very thin?" He says, "Oh," he says, "it's a very, very thin place up here." And I was saying, "But what do you mean? What do you mean by being very thin?" "Oh," he says, "it's a very, very thin place up here." He says, "The distance between the living and the dead is very small up here." And it's true, you know. You feel like you're kind of like, you know, you can feel nature right in your face, you know. So I'm gonna have a wee. Have I got the right guitar? So we'll have a wee go at it now, and. So what you sing is you sing, "I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near." And I want you to kind of imagine yourself out on a headland out on the west coast of Lewis with got an Atlantic storm coming in and nature right in your face like that. And it puts everything into a great kind of perspective. And this is for my friend Finn, if he's watching up on Lewis. He might be. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he watches, so he's mentioned in this song. He's my next door neighbour, Crofter, next door neighbour. He's a fantastic singer in his own right, actually. Find me sitting at this table, my friend Finn and my friend John. My friend Murdani tells us stories of things long gone, long gone. And we will take a glass together. The whiskey makes it all so clear. Fires our dulled imagination, and I feel so near, so near. I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. Feel so near. So what you sing? Would we try it? Get a wee global choir going here. Go on. I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near. The old man looks out to the islands. He says this place is endless thin. There's no real distance here to mention. We might all fall in, all fall in. No distance for the spirit of the living. No distance to the spirits of the dead. And as he turned, his eyes were shining, and he proudly said, I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. Make a bit of noise, God. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near. Start it. So we build our tower constructions there to mark our place in time. We justify our great destructions as on we climb, on we climb. But now the journey doesn't seem to matter. Destinations faded out. We're gathering out along the headlands. I hear the children shout, children shout. I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near. This is where you sing it on your own. Are you ready? Have a wee clip. Have a wee sip of whatever you've got, whatever wee refreshment you've got. A wee glass of wine or a wee glass of port like I have here. So here you go. I feel so. Fantastic. That's so fantastic. I think you should do it again with one of the Tatty Face's wonderful 5-part harmonies. Here we go. Here we go on your own with the Tatty Face's. I feel so. Feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. Last time. I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so crashing of the waves. Feel so near to the flowers in the fields. Feel so Well done. That sounded brilliantly. I'm getting the vibe here in the old schoolhouse in Butterstone here. For those of you, that was fantastic. I could just. It's a wonderful kind of. I think I can feel the kind of thing ricocheting around the planet. Please leave a message on the Facebook when, if you let us know where you're watching from, because it's. That's what's wonderful for us here. And it's just me and you. We have a kind of automated system here. So there's just me and Jen. Jen's up the back pushing the buttons, and you might have heard her singing there. She's sort of jigging around at the back there. We're going to do one more wee song, and so I grew up in this village, and for those of you who don't know, this was the old village school. The global streaming theatre now we call this the old. We don't call it the old schoolhouse in Butterstone. It's a global streaming theatre. I've got my empty chairs laid out in rows along here, which we put up at the very beginning of lockdown, 92 shows ago, and so now I think that's enough shows to be able to justify calling it a theatre. It might not be anybody in this room, but there's thousands of people who have been watching it playing over the last. Well, there's probably millions of people. But and I picked up the wrong guitar, so that's quite good. So I'll just keep talking while I pick up the other guitar. I'm of this place, and very kind of rural background, and my dad worked on the land, and this is a wee song that I wrote about him, because he was pretty amazing. You know, he had this kind of like great sense of nature and the seasons and the climate, and I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because it was so fascinating. We were doing a film many years ago, and when he was alive, and it was called The Land. It was just a wee thing that I had done for BBC, and we had one of the shots was I had to get my father was we were up at Loch Etive, where my grandfather came from, and my father was we wanted him to come out of the old ruin of where my grandfather had lived up in Calgary. We wanted him to come out, stand at the door and light his pipe, and then walk down to the seashore. And so we did that. And as it is with filming, you know, there was like, okay, take 3, take 4. We actually ended up taking 7 takes to get this thing right with the cameras. And this was in the days when you were actually filming with film. It wasn't video. And anyway, when we got back to editing, I noticed that every time my father came to the door of the cottage and he lit his pipe, he looked up at the sky and he kind of gazed around the sky. And then we would look at the next take, and he did exactly the same thing, and the next take, and the next take, and the next take. And then I realised that it was an automatic thing for him whenever he came out of a house to kind of look at the sky and check what the weather was going to be that day, because you know he would decide then what he was going to do, and you know he could kind of read the sky in a way that we've all kind of lost that ability. Anyway, I wrote this song. It's called Weather Eye, and it's going to have I've got a wee tickle in my throat. It's going to have a wee mouthful of this pour. And so so we'll have a wee go at it now and see how we go. Stands the open door, is greeted by the dawn, an eagle look upon his face, now the mist of sleep has gone. He walks across the field, his senses search the air, another new day revealed, life's reflections everywhere. And at a glance of weather I search across the morning sky for signs to lift and lead us. What brings our destiny today here so far or far away? It's all in the believing. The wind makes a gentle change, he feels it through his hair. All of nature acting strange, warning songs fulfill the air. The clouds they gather strong over Benacali Hill, tumbling like they don't belong, birches standing stark and still. And at a glance of weather I search across the morning sky for signs to lift and lead us. What brings our destiny today here so far and far away? It's all in the believing. He stands the open door, he's greeted by the dawn, an eagle look upon his face. Now the mist of sleep has gone, and he walks across the field. His senses search the air, another new day, life's reflections everywhere. And at a glance of weather I search across the morning sky for signs to lift and lead us. What brings our destiny today here so close and far away? It's all in the believing. You can sing it with me if you fancy it. Go on. At a glance of weather I search across the morning sky for signs to lift and lead us. What brings our destiny today here so close and far away? It's all in the believing. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song about my father's weather eye, which was quite fascinating. And that brings us to the end of another wee soiree in the old schoolhouse here in Butterstone. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining us. Maybe next week. Mr. Tatty Face will get his crumb horn out and give us a give us a wee tune. I think I'll call his bluff. I think actually, and anyway, just a couple of wee things. I'd like to take an opportunity as I started these shows 18 months ago. This is number 92 now. Can you believe that? I've always liked to kind of thank all the people out there that have been helping us get through these crazy times. And I just heard that Sydney's gone into lockdown again for a couple of weeks, so I'm passing on my love to you all down there. I love Sydney. I've spent a lot of time in and around Sydney, and I've got a lot of pals there, and all the people in the NHS, all the people that are doing the vaccinations. You know, there are thousands of people all over the country that are continually vaccinating everybody to get to this stage. So, I'd just like to thank all those folk and all the volunteers and all the people that have been keeping the wheels of all this going. We'll be forever in your debt. And so I'll just say goodbye now. Oh, the tickets are now on sale for Live 95, I think it is. It's going to be the next ticketed one. There's going to be 5 free ones before this time, because I'm doing something that the week before, or Jamie's doing something the week before. So but you can get them on DougieMacLeanLive.com, tickets for that Live 95, and I'll have some wee videos that I'll probably make up on the islands over the next couple of weeks. So thanks to Jenny. Thanks to the wonderful Tatty Faces again for keeping me company up here on the stage. And I'll see you all next week. You all take care of each other, look after each other, stay cheery, and smile like a tatty face, as they say. And I'll see you all next week. Night night.